Thank you much. This is a really important and interesting night, and it was so good to have Clay get us going in the right spirit, really not just for tonight, but for this whole weekend that's coming up. There's going to be talk and ceremony and things for the next couple of days, and then on Sunday we're going to march in record numbers. The reports that are coming in are amazing. As of sometime this afternoon, there were more than 500 buses of people heading toward New York City. This is going to be not just the largest climate demonstration there ever was, but it's going to be the biggest political gathering of any kind in this country in a great many years. And then the next day and the next morning, people will be down on Wall Street, flooding Wall Street, and that'll be great and powerful. And earlier today, a reporter asked me, said, "Why are you doing all this?" And I said, "Because we really have to give Naomi's book a great launch." And this is the greatest book. Authors are forever complaining about how their books don't get, publisher hasn't done it. The publisher this time, 200,000 people coming to New York for your book launch. It's exact. And in this case, it is entirely appropriate because this is a really, really important book. Its title is, I think, exactly right. I think this book will go a long ways towards changing things. And I think that's because, uniquely, Naomi has been able to realize something that's hard to grasp, which is that climate change is not sort of one more problem on a list of problems that we need to tick off and do something about. It's a lens through which to understand the world we live in now. It's a way of grasping what it is that everything adds up to, the power relationships on our planet, the way that wealth and power are distributed. They're all reflected now in every cubic meter of air around us. That's what those numbers mean when we say that the air is 400 parts per million CO2. That doesn't tell us that much new about the air. Scientists have been telling us for a quarter century exactly what that means. But what that tells us is a lot about what we've allowed to happen on our planet and what we need to change. Because we can't change those basic numbers without changing an awful lot else. And Naomi, no surprise, since she's the great thorough thinker of our time, the author of two previous of the most important books of political and economic thinking that we've yet had. No surprise that she has dug as deep as she could. And the result is a spectacular book that will teach you a great deal as you read it. She's going to be signing copies of it afterwards. Very, very important to get the signature of an author in a book, I must tell you. But in this case, actually, don't just, take it home and put it on the shelf, even if you know a lot about climate change, even if you think, I don't need to read another book you're completely wrong. This book will instruct you in so many ways. And the best part of it is that Naomi, again, fairly uniquely among writers, is not just committed to writing about things, she's committed to changing them herself. She has been a stalwart part of this fight. It's been an amazing experience to have her on the board at 350.org, and even more amazing experience to go to one rally after demonstration, after arrest and whatever in her company. and see the intelligence, good humor, and penetrating insight that she brings to each of them. For me, a great, great teacher. And a great, great partner in movements. When she goes out there to sign books, she'll be sitting next to Josh Kahn Russell, who will be selling copies of the book about a line in the tar sands that Clay wrote a chapter for, and other people. She's using this book to build this movement, and that's what we need, because if we're going to change everything, it's going to take great writers, but more importantly, it's going to take those great writers inspiring all the rest of us to go to work. Our only hope at this point in a ravaged world is a movement big enough to scare our leaders as much as they're scared of the money power of the fossil fuel industry. And if we can raise that kind of movement, then we have no guarantee, but at least a fighting chance. And there is no one who has done more to raise that movement and to bring all the movements together that we need to have as a part of this one big movement, to understand that this is not an environmental issue, that this is an issue, a crisis that calls on every strand of human society to do their part. No one has understood that better than Naomi, and when you read this book, you will understand why this is a signal event tonight. I'm so happy to introduce Naomi Klein.
Hey, everybody. Wow. What an honor to be here tonight. What an honor to be introduced by my dear friend, Bill McKibben. I'll never forget that introduction, and as I say in the acknowledgments of the book, Bill, you wrote most of this decades ago, and I love being in this fight with you. Clayton, thank you for opening this evening in such a beautiful way. This is a family affair. Some of my best friends, almost all my best friends are here. My family is here. My teachers are here. The people who inspired this book in so many ways are here. The people who contributed to this book, who edited this book. So thank you all for being here for this very meaningful launch for this project. And if I thanked everybody who I owe a debt to, it would use up all my time. So I'm just gonna do a few ones. I of course want to thank the New School and Mary Watson, the Nation magazine and the Nation Institute, and Peter Rothberg for incredible work bringing this night together. Michael Primo, an incredible activist who I first met at Occupy Wall Street. He really he inspired me so much, and we're so blessed to be working with him on this project of figuring out how this book and the film that goes with it can really be a tool for movements. And Michael Primo is an incredible bridge, and he built this night, bringing together an amazing panel of activists and artists and thinkers to make this not a regular book launch. This is not just going to be me talking at you, putting forward a theory about how climate change can spark a transformational movement. We are going to have a panel where you hear from some of the finest thinkers and leaders who are already doing it. And I'm very excited to be sharing the stage with them. My editor is here, Robert Bender. I don't know where you are, Bob, but thank you so much for all of your dedication to this project. And I want to thank everybody at Simon & Schuster, especially Julia Prosser, who also did a lot to make this evening possible. I want to name a few more people from our film.